So one of the things that worries me, and I go back to this, is that all these regulations, and as you begin to put in all these red flags, people, the smart people, the people basically which are limited, are not going to be doing this work. The smart people, which are limited, the smart people, which are limited, the smart people, the people basically which are limited, are not going to be doing this work. We need to not only protect society, but also make sure that this community remains vibrant. And one of the problems in microbiology is that, and you can see this across fields, when fields don't have tools, or where fields cannot do certain experiments, they tend to fall behind.
That you can't trust smart people. If you're the king, the prince, the pope, the bishop, the Lord High Chancellor, or whatever, you need them, but you can't trust them. What does it say in Julius Caesar? Jon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Such men, and let's see, send me such men as are sleek-headed and fat, such as he think too much. Those thin guys who think too much. And they'll work for you, they'll appear loyal, but at the first chance, they either run off with your bank account, your woman, or your technology, and maybe all three. And 'twas ever thus. So intelligent people are largely in the category targeted by psychedelics. And so, you can't trust them to be heterosexual, you can't trust them to be unstoned, you can't trust them to vote right. They're just always slipping out of the corner of your eye and doing some horrible and incredibly subversive thing right under your nose, and yet you need them. And this is happening more and more. I mean, I go to these skunk works places like Paul Allen's Interval in Palo Alto and all that. And they're just colonies of the most stoned, arrogant, smart people I've ever met. And what they're trying to do is produce weirder and weirder things for their own amusement. And I think they serve the zeitgeist very well. I mean, people say, well, they're spoiled and they're pampered, and why. But on the other hand, this is where the first computers came from. This is where virtual reality and the glove and all that came from. It's where the net came from. Apparently, creative dreaming in the presence of technology is a place where haunted by genies, genies that will wrap you in the blanket of their mysterium and lead you forward. This has always been known. I mean, alchemy, interestingly, is about, of all the traditions of the West, it maintains a kind of shamanic connection. The alchemist, the artificer, is aided by demons, D-E-A-M-O-N-S, the demons of artifice, Blake called them. And they teach you how to make things. But, as was discussed yesterday, is it a con? Whose agenda does it serve? They only teach you to make certain things which amuse their demon aesthetic. And so, our progress into the domain of techne has been at the behest of this unseen companion and its curious obsessions. But to make machines smaller, tighter, the Swiss have been at this for a while, but the best Pierre Cardin watch is gross beyond all imagining compared to nanotechnology.